All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rokakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to the Akim that's out there laboring, that's out there hopeful elect, that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And pretty much, the wicked elites are losing the narrative battle. The information war is pretty much slipping away out of their hands, and pretty soon something is about to go down to take the heat off of this whole Epstein backlash. Okay, so you're seeing now that pretty much DJ Trump is losing his base. He's been found out, he's been caught. People are realizing now that he's pretty much bought and paid for. They pretty much realize now that he's protecting the elites behind this whole scandal. He's backpedaling on the issues that the MAGA people wanted to expose once he got into office, and they're realizing now that there is a unity party that's pretty much created. And pretty much are being blackmailed, so to speak. Okay, so it's in their best interest that these Epstein files do not see the light of day. Pretty much, I'm gonna play this clip. You're gonna hear it from the man himself. This is what they all had voted for. And it's crazy how. A lot of the people now are having what you want to call voters' remorse. Speaking about these maggots, because the simple fact is that one of the main topic issues was to deport a lot of the migrants that were here, and now that you're seeing them being deported in mass numbers and rounded up, you have people now that pretty much Edomites that pretty much benefited from migrants being in this country. As far as having them on a workforce for cheap labor, to pretty much mass produce whatever it is that they're doing, whether it be construction, whether it be in farming, agriculture, okay? Now, the people are pretty much regretting the fact that they're losing their workers now, okay? You see? And now they're realizing that pretty much this whole thing is pretty much backfiring on them, you see? And, just the whole fact is that their own council was bringing them down, okay? Because their hatred is outweighing the pretty much the basic function of them to even succeed here, man, okay? Speaking about these people that are owners of companies that have these workers on a payroll, man, even if it is cheap labor, the hatred for them pretty much outweighed, and now they're at a disadvantage now because now they're so dependent on these workers now that they don't have them on the force, man, to even do the labor. Okay, so now they're in dire straits now. You see? All right. So without any further ado, let's play this, and then we're gonna hit some scriptures. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying.
Understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say, let them have it. Let me tell you, I know for a fact documents are being suppressed. And they're being suppressed to protect individuals. I know the names of the individuals. I know why they're being suppressed. I know who's suppressing them. But I'm bound by confidentiality from a judge and cases, and I can't disclose what I know. But I hand to God, I know the names of people whose files are being suppressed in order to protect them. And that's wrong. What is really striking to me is that Donald Trump has lost the plot, and maybe for the very, very first time. I mean, he has reason to believe that he could shoot somebody in, on Fifth Avenue and not lose anyone. He's also been very successful in bending reality to his will, to making his base, think the way he thinks. He's also, keep in mind that he's the executive producer of The Trump Show, and one of his superpowers has been that he determines what we talk about, what they talk about, and what we don't talk about. The last 7 or 8 days, he has failed. He has failed to set the agenda. We are now talking about exactly what he does not want to talk about. And every time he opens his mouth, every time he puts out one of these social media posts, he digs a deeper hole. And this again goes back to that he's lost the plot. You cannot ask this vast movement to marinate in a certain idea of these pedophile cabals as a justification for so much of what he's done, and then suddenly push a button and say, no, there's nothing to see here. None of it's true. I mean, for years, the Epstein files have been the files that were going to blow the lid off the Democrats, right? And now suddenly he's pivoting and saying, no, it's the Democrats who wrote them, and if you care about something that I have told you to care about for years, you're doing the Democrats' bidding. This is not just mind exploding for us, because we're used to having our minds explode. It's mind exploding for many of the people in MAGA, and you see that playing out. And so I think he's rattled by this. I think you can feel it when he put out the post over the weekend and he got ratioed on his own social media platform. I think he sort of felt sort of a rumbling in the, out there in the universe. He heard something that he had not heard before, and these are the kinds of things that he pays attention to, and that he's controlled up until now.
Yeah, and this is the reason why, okay, that they may plan some type of false flag, man. Okay, something that's gonna go down, man, to pretty much take the heat off of this whole topic, man. Okay, because now the people are pretty much gonna be up in the uproar, man. Because now this accompanying with the economy, okay, the people are gonna be in the uproar, man. But we gotta understand, man, that this man is protecting people on both sides of the aisle, man. Okay, but like I said again, man, this is pretty much, man, the same coin, man, just different sides of the coin, man, but the same coin nevertheless, man. And we've been under a extensive and prolonged psychological operation, man. Okay, the people, you see, okay. When you want to talk about the Democrats and Republicans, man, you want to talk about good cop, bad cop, man. Okay, this is all what it was, man. Okay, and people's minds have been manipulated, and now it's to a point now to where the Lord is pretty much going to bring out things that are in darkness out into light, man. This is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. Okay, because you talked about the pedophile cabal thing, okay? Okay, in a so-called left-handed spiritual power on the left-hand side, man, that they get from destroying innocent lives, man, of young people, man. Okay, through sexual intercourse, man. Okay, this is what a lot of this is all about, man. Destroying the innocence of children, man. Okay, and we have it to where we have a lot of these people whose hands are pretty much going to be caught in the cookie jar, man. Okay, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Abishai, this whole thing is going to be bust wide open, man, and names will be leaked out, man, some kind of way, man. Okay, one way or another, man, this is going to get out, man. Okay, you see, but people love entertainment. People love the distraction. Okay, this is what people pretty much feed off of, man, in their daily lives, man. Okay, at the end of the day, this does not serve any type of purpose for anybody, okay, the citizens at all, because even if they did release the files, though, it does not help your personal situation that you have concerning kitchen table issues, man, that a household may be having, man. Okay, with the rising cost of cost of living, man. You see, okay, but people just love the fact of entertainment, man, and gossip, so to speak, man. Okay, there was a love affair for this whole thing, man. Okay, which again, this is still a distraction, man. But now they're seeing now that the people are pretty much are honing in on what is this man doing now, to where he was all gun ho for it, but now he's pretty much turned the tables. It's because he reached that glass ceiling, man. Okay, all right. You do not dare go against the powers that be, man. Okay, because you're going to be unalive, man. That's all plain and simple, man. Everybody pretty much is under the understanding of that whole thing. Okay, pretty much everybody understands that. You see, okay, but we're dealing with spiritual wickedness in high places, man. Okay, but we're supposed to do is wherefore, verse 13, wherefore take unto you, okay, the hopeful elect, the remnant, the whole armor of the Most High, that we may be able to withstand in the evil day, and have done all to stand. And what's going to be that evil day, man? The day where this man is pretty much going to lose his power in an hour, man. Okay, that's the day we're hastily waiting for, man. Okay, for the Lord to pretty much establish His reign on the earth, man. Okay, all right, and pretty much take these people out of power, man. Okay, because that's what's coming. We're seeing the ultimate demise of this man in more phases than one, man. Okay, you see? Okay, shameful spewing is being spewed upon this man's glory, man. Okay, and it's in the sight of the nations, man. Okay, this whole thing is pretty much in a world stage, man. Everything that this man is doing, man. Even when you want to talk about everything that's going on overseas, man, in Palestine, man. Everything that this man is doing is on a world stage, man, and is brought before the world, man. Okay, you see, all right. And this man pretty much thinks he's gonna upset prophecy, man. At the end of the day, man. Okay, you see, this man is still continuing in dead set to forge ahead with his plans, man. You know, okay. Now we're gonna go to Psalms 53 verse 1. Okay, and this is a Psalm of David, man. And this is pretty much going into this man's thought process, man. Okay, you see, and it says, "The fool has said in his heart that there is no God. Corrupt are they? They have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good." Okay, and these people are corrupt. Okay, they don't believe in the Most High. Okay, they're not going to reverence that. They're not going to bow the knee to the Most High. Okay, the scriptures speak about even the men that even take the mark are still going to be pretty much talking shit, so to speak, man. Okay, when they receive those plagues, man. Okay, you see, all right. Okay, these people are not going to repent, man. Okay, but these people are corrupt and they have done abominable iniquity, man. And it says that there is none that doeth good, man. Okay, we're going to see that this whole governmental structure, man, is waist deep into this whole wickedness, man. You see, okay, verse 2. The Most High looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there was any that did understand, that did seek the Most High. Every one of them is gone backward. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Right? Okay? So we're seeing the wickedness of these people, man, and the people that are protecting them, man. Okay? All right? And it says, "Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat up bread? They have not called upon the Most High," man. Okay? You know, and then pretty much, man, we still in this man's captivity, man. He refuses to let us go, man. Okay? But it's wise because we are essential to this man's kingdom pretty much still standing, man. Okay? All right? As far as the labor force, so to speak, man. Okay? You see? This is why this man is pretty much his different sectors of agriculture and labor is pretty much declining now, man. Because why? It's because his hatred is outweighing what it is that's keeping his kingdom intact, man. Okay? The tribes is what keeps this place running, man. Okay? You see? All right? But this man, his understanding is escaping him, man. You see? Okay? All right? From there, let's go to let's stay in Psalms. Let's go to Psalms 64. Psalm 64, verse 5. Okay? Right? They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privately, saying, "Who shall see them?" Okay? You see? All right? And that pretty much is really a covert war against the tribes, man, at the end of the day, man. Okay? You see? But his wickedness pretty much of his future plans is being revealed, man. You know? Okay? Right? They search our iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them in the heart or the mind is deep. You see? Right? The heart, they dig deep, man, with their iniquity, man. Okay? They're still trying to tap into that left-hand power source, man. Okay? All right? They're still indulging into their filthy, wicked lust, man. Okay? All right? For what's going on that's within those files, man. Okay? You see? The things that have been done pretty much in darkness, man. Okay? Is being revealed. Okay? But it says, "But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, and suddenly should they be wounded," man. Okay? "For they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away," man. And we're in that time now where their own tongue is falling upon themselves, man. Okay? This is very detrimental to their erosion of their structure, man. Is their own tongue falling upon themselves, man. Okay? All right? Their strength was keeping things into secrecy, man. Okay? But now you're seeing now that that whole thing is now what people are talking, man. Okay? You know? There's big fighting that's going on behind the scenes, man. Okay? Some people are getting the shorter end of the stick of this whole enterprise that they're rolling out, man. All right? People are not getting their fair share, man. People are pretty much having some type of change of heart, man, when it comes to some type of morals, man. And they feel like they should be calling it out, man. Some people have been burnt by them, man. Okay? And this is their so-called getting their lick back, so to speak, man. Okay? So the point is that the tongue is falling upon themselves, man. Okay? And people now are fleeing away from them, man. Okay? All right? Which is going to lead to the civil war, man. Which is going to lead to the sedition amongst men, man. Okay? All right? All right? These people now are pretty much going to be silenced, so to speak, man. Nobody's going to want to listen to them. They're going to turn off the volume, so to speak, man. Okay? All right? All right? These people are not going to stand up in front of a camera and pretty much dictate any type of thing, and people are going to wholeheartedly follow it, man. Okay? The people are suffering, man. Okay? And this is the time that we're in now that you're seeing it, man. Okay? So this man is pretty much going to plan on doing something, okay, to take the heat off this whole thing, man. Okay? So, hey, brothers, we just continue to do what we're supposed to be doing, okay? Reporting and hoping and praying, man. Okay? But this man has something up his sleeve soon, and because he needs to change the narrative, man. Okay? So, pretty much we're going to keep our head on swivel and pretty much, do the Lord's bidding, man, at the end of the day, man. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rukakodash, Shalom.